Hey, what's going on guys? My name is KillerMiller and today I'm bringing you guys a video on how to start winning more gunfights. This is a very popular concept within Valorant, as one of the core parts of the game is just taking gunfights. That being said, I'm going to give you guys some great general tips to go ahead and start winning those duels. Valorant has so many core parts to the game, but being great at one of the most fundamental parts of it is going to help accelerate your learning elsewhere. Alright, let's get after it. The first tip we're going to start with is going to be to find your crosshair placement. When I say find your crosshair placement, I don't necessarily mean just learning basic crosshair placement. You need to find the level where your reaction time fits it. So for example, if you're holding an angle that you know somebody is about to swing and you know you have a slower reaction time, you should probably hold your crosshair out a little bit wider. On the flip side of that, if you think you have a faster reaction time, maybe you can hold a bit tighter of an angle. You can test these things by recording yourself doing a deathmatch and hold angles from different distances from the wall to really see where you're going to shine. The whole point of this is to minimize the amount of flicking required, and the less you flick, the more precise you are, therefore the more gunfights you win. Crosshair placement is one of the most fundamental parts of aim, and so I highly suggest you get this down as soon as you can. The next tip I'm going to talk about is to isolate angles. This is to ensure you're taking 1v1 gunfights, which is the most efficient way to win a duel. The quickest way to lose a gunfight is to accidentally peek into two different enemies, which makes it near impossible to actually beat them. Now the best way to actually take 1v1 gunfights is to do something called a pie clear. Pretend whenever you're entering into a site or whatever you're trying to clear that it's like a pie. You want to clear each quote unquote slice of the pie at a time, so that way you're isolating these angles efficiently. Now the third tip, which goes hand in hand with the second tip, is to peek properly. So while you're taking a fight from an isolated angle, you want to make sure you're taking this fight correctly. The best way to do that is to make sure you are not walk peeking. Whenever you're about to move to take control of the angle, you want to run for a split second. If done correctly, not only will you not make any noise, it's going to give the enemy less time to react. This effectively gives you more time to react, and it also gives you more confidence when you're going to take a fight. I highly suggest you start learning this now, because at higher levels of play, this is an absolute must. It's also something a lot of lower level players do not do, so it should net you plenty of free kills. For tip number 4, this is probably the biggest tip for lower level players, and that's going to be to stop overcommitting to fights. More often than you might think, you're pretty much going to never want to fully spray a target and commit to a fight in that way. The reason for this is because you're a sitting duck. If you go to spray a target and you miss some of your bullets, you're now standing completely still, and this gives the enemy a free window to get a kill on you. Not only is this helping the enemy out, you're also limiting yourself to the amount of fights you can take. Valorant is very deep in its mechanics to shoot, so you don't always have to spray. There's also bursting, tapping, and things like that. Now this obviously doesn't mean to never spray, you just need to learn how to do it correctly. This is going to lead us into tip number 5, which is movement and also bait shots. What this effectively means is to take small, quick bursts at your target and force them to actually spray and them to become a sitting duck. After this, you can then strafe to the left or right, and then you can commit to a proper spray. If you're paying attention to the deathmatch gameplay in the video behind you, you'll also notice that I do this pretty often. This effectively does the bad parts we talked about last tip and puts them in your favor. This is also an absolute must at high elo, but at lower MMRs it'll let you so many free kills. Take the time to go into a DM and really practice this, as this is one of the quickest ways to actually start getting free kills in your comp matches. You can also go watch pro players play and notice how almost every single fight they take, they'll be doing this. I also suggest when practicing this to take it very, very slowly. This pretty much means to exaggerate every single part that I just talked about. So go into the practice range, take a shot at a bot, straight to the left or right, and then commit to a spray. But whenever you take the shot at a bot, go very slowly to strafe to the left or right, and then go very slowly to recommit your aim and then start spraying. It's going to feel really weird and slow at first, but you'll very gradually speed up, and you just want to make sure you get the feel for it down before you start trying it in an actual game. The last and final tip is just to be confident. All these tips are great and will help you, but if you're not confident in your ability to actually take a fight, you're just never going to win it. You can either start practicing these things in a DM to really start to get a feel for them, or you can maybe make an alternate account and go play ranked on it. Playing on an alternate account is a fantastic option, as it'll still keep you in a serious ranked game, but it'll also make sure you don't have to worry about your win or loss. Focus on each of these tips slowly, and also just pretend like you're in a Phoenix ult when you take a fight. We all know good and well whenever somebody's in a Phoenix ult, their aim just feels 10 times better. This is just because of confidence. They're not really worried about when they die. You can have the same exact mindset in an alternate account, and it's going to help you start getting a feel for these things, and then you can translate them over onto your main account and start really seeing some progress. Alright, thank you guys all so much for watching, and that's going to be it for this video. If you're interested in a little bit deeper talk or more conversation, feel free to jump in my Discord, and you can shoot me a DM where we can talk about anything you want. I also offer quick but efficient aim sessions, which you can find more information to in my Discord. If you're interested in watching me play live, I usually stream on Twitch all throughout the week. You can find the links to my Discord, Twitch, and everything else in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment if any of this helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.